Tottenham, probably headline of the weekend, isn't it? Manchester City 0, Tottenham 4. And it was job well done by Ange's Tottenham. They left, there was only one winner, and it was Tottenham. It was never going to be City in this one. They were superb, were Tottenham Hotspur. But Manchester City, it makes it 5 losses on the bounce for the defending champions. So the big question is this still a blip and something of a moment in time, or are we now witnessing a bigger decline playing out in front of us with Manchester City? This was Pep.
We are a bit fragile right now. That is an obvious for the fact that we struggle today to score goals, and after when they arrive, they score, and after we are playing a little bit in our thoughts, that a little bit in negativity, but it's normal. So football is a sense of mood. After 8 years here, I knew in the last 1 or 2, 3 years that sooner or later we will drop. Never expect to lose 3 Premier Leagues in a row, but. In that times, always we expect to drop it, but we are incredibly consistent again and again and again. And now we cannot deny that the reality that sometimes in football, sometimes in life is here.
Pep, were you to lose at Anfield next weekend, that could be an 11-point gap to Liverpool. Would that be too much?
Yeah. In the terms of Liverpool is winning, it's true. Yeah.
So that would be the title gone already? I
don't know. But what I said before, it's not thinking about we are going to win or going to lose. To think to win the next game. We are not, I think maybe the expectations are so high, but we are not ready in that situation to think what is going to happen at the end of the season. And at the end, if we don't win, it's because we don't deserve it. And we won it in the past because we deserve it.
Now, Tottenham fans coming on to me this morning and saying, why are you not talking about us first? We won the game by 4 goals that we're going to get to you. Of course we will. But we've got to talk about Manchester City. Martin alongside Simon here. Is it a blip, or is this now something that we're going to come to expect in weeks ahead? Martin, I've got to say, when I see a lineup like Ederson, Walker, Stones, Akanji, Guardiola, Lewis, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Haaland and Savinho, I think City will win this. City will beat Tottenham. And they didn't. And Tottenham did a job in them. What on earth is going on at City?
It's interesting because before this game, I did an article about being in an Arsenal dressing room that went we were invincibles for a whole season, but we had actually gone a whole season unbeaten away from home before that in the previous year. And Wenger was talking about, look, if we lose that feeling of invincibility, how will we cope when we lose? Because it doesn't happen. It's almost like somebody has passed away. It's not as big as that, but the building's like a morgue after a defeat. And they've not been able to get out of this hole. And when you play with that, you're so proud of what you're achieving. Everyone, the talk of the town, we're world class, best in Europe, best in the world. Now all of a sudden, they've gone off a cliff. And they've got to get that back. Now in the game, previous to this weekend, Spurs had 275 crosses. I predicted, Man City don't know how to deal with crosses. The basics of their defending, Jim, has gone out the window. I mean, when you look at that, Gvardiol, Akanji, Stones, Walker, that is their top back 4. I know they've had issues with 1 or 2 personnel not being available, not to criticise them, but they're the top boys. And they're not, even Walker wasn't actually, he's not putting the burners on quick enough. And Werner runs past him, another cross, another goal.
So is it a blip, or are City collapsing before our very eyes?
Do you know, it's one of those, Jim, I expect them to climb out of it, and the nature of the world we live in is that everybody taking some enjoyment from City. I think it's almost probably normal what's happening there, but the manager now, Pep, wouldn't have been in this situation before. He has to find the ingredients to turn this around. It's baby steps. The next game is they're playing Feyenoord in the Champions League. Expect them to win that, and they need that game in between the Liverpool game because they need to get back to winning ways. And if they do lose against Liverpool, the wheels have completely come off. But I think it would be a rebuilding case for the manager. He's just signed a brand new deal. He's going after it. Whether or not it would become a little bit sentimental, whether or not the players that they're now buying are not quite where they were.
Yeah.
I look at the squad and I think maybe De Bruyne, maybe Walker, they're sort of 33, 34, but everyone else is going to be there for the duration of his remainder of his contract.
Is he anywhere near what he was?
Not quite, but without Rodri, like they're Rodri-less, aren't they, in that midfield?
Yeah.
But they're too easy to play through, and they don't have that man sitting in front of the back four. But everybody, Jim, the basics have gone out the window, and they've got to find that very quickly.
Oof, the basics have gone out the window. Simon, I love that. Don't overhype us, please, as a Tottenham fan. We played great. We won it 4-0, but keep the emphasis on City, please, this morning. So for the moment, we will. What do you think? Do you think this is a deeper problem?
I don't think it's right to put up a narrative everyone will rejoice. The only reason why people will want Man City to perhaps not win the league is because who wants a domination of English football? Who wants the Bundesliga being replicated?
Unless you're a City fan.
Yes, of course, unless you're a City fan. Do I think that, they're still second in the table, remarkably. In recent games, the Sporting game was not a reflection. The 4-1 score was not a reflection of the game. Man City battered Sporting. Quite how they came out of that game losing 4-1, I don't think they even know. The game against Spurs on the weekend, Spurs were in good nick, and that's what makes some of the results that Spurs have got against Palace, Ipswich and perhaps Leicester inexplicable. But that will explain the competitivity of this league, perhaps. The teams at the bottom of the table can put the top teams into difficult positions, which makes the league so great. Tottenham were great in this game. City fell away. Haaland's all of a sudden not scoring goals that you would expect him to score. Opportunities are not being taken. Goals change games.
Simon, 0-4. Come on.
Well, I know. Ultimately, it's a terrible result. And the last person that you would expect to defend Man City is me.
Oh, yeah.
Like Martin says, Werner went past Kyle Walker like he wasn't there. And you don't expect that from Kyle Walker. And we've seen it a couple of times this season. The boy Traore did it to him, but he is a flying machine.
Yeah.
But Walker's not sprinting early enough. I don't care how quick you are. If someone at the top level is out there, so why are you not sprinting?
Again, that might be a discussion that you can have better than I can as a defender.
If Liverpool beat them, 11 points between the two, is it over?
Look, we've seen it before. Slot made the point that Arsenal a couple of years ago, 8 points clear, much later in the season. Nothing's done until it's done. You wouldn't write Guardiola off in any shape or form. Write them off at your peril. They will galvanise, they will get together, they will review themselves, and there will be better performances this week, I have little doubt. Whether they can do something against, at this moment in time, it's just been very easy for Liverpool. It's been too easy almost. It's been too seamless, and you wonder if this is how it's going to continue. And I'm not going to denigrate Liverpool in any shape or form, because they deserve to be top of the league.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that Man City aren't running away with it, because what would that say about the league?
What you will say, though,
but we'll see Guardiola.
The timing of all these fixtures for Liverpool seem perfect, don't they? Every time you look up, you think, is this a tough game? Maybe Southampton away, maybe not tough. Southampton almost handed that game to Liverpool yesterday for anybody that watches that as a neutral. Man City not in great shape. Of course, let's bring them on then, let's have them. Then they go to Newcastle, and then we start to see a few difficult games just close to Christmas. They've got to go to Spurs. So the fixture list will sort it out at the moment. But Liverpool, Salah looks absolutely inspired at the moment.
Of course.
It's almost,
but at City, is this a crisis? This is a crisis. This ain't no blip, right?
Jim, when you lose a game of football club, any other football club, it's an occupational hazard. When you lose one at City, it's a crisis. One defeat's a crisis. To see 5 is just ridiculous. They really do need to have a conversation this morning to sort this out, because there's major issues at the football club. They've got to turn it round. Feyenoord is a game that they have to just put the ball in the back of the net. But Jim, I don't see the urgency from their defenders. They're not secure anymore. They were so secure at the back, but they were like bouncers, their defenders. Okay, Diaz not around, but still get to Kivior.
How do you mean bouncers?
Well, they no nonsense.
Yeah.
Guardiola at the weekend, he should get to that ball first when it goes out wide. Get there first. They need to be hungrier. They're not aggressive enough, and they're being punished because of it.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.